Even though WrestleMania is still about 5 to 6 months down the line, it seems very clear to me that WWE is saving a very big, a very high profile match for the show of shows, and rightfully so. I mean, WrestleMania at this point over the past few years has become a 2-night event, so they need to stack up both nights with some of the biggest dream matches they possibly can. And I'm not calling this a dream match, but I am saying it is a high profile match that maybe at the earliest we might see at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, but even then it might not live up to the expectations that it could if they give it to us at WrestleMania. And of course, I'm talking about the current Women's World Champion, Rhea Ripley, who actually won her World Championship way back at this year's WrestleMania. And so far, her championship reign has been lackluster, to put it in a very simple word. But that mostly has to do with lack of creative options, lack of storylines, lack of opponents that WWE has been able to line up for her. When the fact remains, and the fact of the matter is, that the man, Becky Lynch, should, number one, always be in the title contention. And you can't really tell me that Zoe Stark, Shayna Baszler, Nia Jax, Raquel Rodriguez, Liv Morgan, Natalya, Zelina Vega, all these superstars that have faced Rhea Ripley in the very near past are a step above the man Becky Lynch, who hasn't even gotten a shot at a number one contenders match, who hasn't even sniffed a title picture, the women's world title picture, on Monday Night Raw ever since WrestleMania. And I get it. She was involved with that feud with Trish Stratus at the beginning of the year, or rather after WrestleMania. She was involved with that. And I get it. They're trying to lengthen Rhea Ripley's current championship reign as much as possible. I get it. And I get it. Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch. Mommy versus the man. That's a headlining match for WrestleMania. That's WrestleMania worthy. I absolutely get that. So I'm not complaining. As a matter of fact, I want them to hold off on this match until the show of shows, which is why Rhea Ripley is facing off against Zoe Stark at Survivor Series for the Women's World Championship. And after that, who knows what her next challenger, or who her next challenger will be. Which is why we're getting Becky Lynch being attacked from behind by Xia Li. Which is why we're getting Becky Lynch being confronted by one of her biggest rivals, believe it or not, Nia Jax, backstage last week on Monday Night Raw. That is the reason why these two are being kept apart from each other. They've only interacted, like 2-3 times maybe in the past 6-7 months, confronting each other backstage, confronting each other at the top of the entrance ramp, and that's for a reason, because much like, I believe, SmackDown's headlining match in terms of the women's side of things is Bianca Belair versus Charlotte Flair for the women's championship over there. On Raw, it's going to be Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley, hands down, and they have to hold off with that match until the show of shows. But that doesn't excuse WWE from putting on better stories. That doesn't excuse WWE from actually giving somebody who has incredible potential like Zoe Stark some believable threat to the title. And they can do it. They can absolutely do it. But if I were to compare the current situations in terms of the Women's World Championship, and I'm not saying Rhea Ripley's the Undertaker, don't go off on me on that. I'm just saying that this pretty much seems to me like that random Monday Night Raw match, ladder match for the Undisputed Championship, where the Undertaker defeated Jeff Hardy in his own match, and Jeff Hardy still got over. I firmly believe Mommy Rhea Ripley can do the exact same thing for Zoe Stark at Survivor Series, because unlike what Zelina Vega had at Backlash, which was a one-off, unlike what they've been doing with Natalya and Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez and that 5-way at Crown Jewel, unlike with that, Zoe Stark is a brand new face. Zoe Stark's potential in the ring, what she's been showing in the ring, fans want to cheer her, fans want to get behind her. And if they play their cards right, and if they tell the right story at Survivor Series for that Women's World Championship, even in defeat, Zoe Stark can get even more over against Rhea Ripley. So, yeah, hold off until WrestleMania for Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch. But in the meantime, give us better stories, better angles, better matches, better opponents lined up for Rhea Ripley. And again, Becky Lynch, why the hell not? That's the entire reason why they had her be NXT Women's Champion for quite a while. To keep her away from the title picture, to keep her entertained, to give her her own championship. Hell, they confronted each other backstage with both championships. So again, if you're expecting Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley anytime soon, I'm sorry to disappoint you. I don't think it's happening until WrestleMania in Philadelphia. And that's a good thing. That's a very good thing for the show of shows, because this story needs time, and it can't just happen at Survivor Series. It can't happen at the end of the year. Maybe at the Rumble, maybe at Elimination Chamber, since it's in Australia. WrestleMania is the grandest stage of them all, so why not wait and hold off on it until then? So with that said, what are your thoughts? Do you agree with me that Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley should be taking place at WrestleMania? Do you agree with me with the fact that WWE is keeping these two megastars on Monday Night Raw? Two of the top female stars on the women's division apart from each other on purpose over the past few months and over the next few months? Leave it in the comment section below. In the meantime, tune in later on tonight to the USA Network for another episode of Monday Night Raw. My name is Alexis Carrillo. This has been Wrestling Talk, and I'll see you next time.